UFC Vegas 40. These are the full card predictions and the betting breakdown. Looking forward to this one. Some decent bouts throughout. Guys, smash that like button. I need at least 170 likes on this full card breakdown. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. Much love to all my supporters, everybody who consistently tunes into the show. Really appreciate you guys. You make this possible. Let's get into it. First fight of the night, down at the bottom. Ariane Carnelossi versus Istela Nunes. I like Nunes, the underdog in this matchup. You look at the stylistic matchup here with this fight. Carnelossi is a pretty aggressive but sloppy striker. She has like a ton of hand movement. She'll come in with awkward hooks, constant forward pressure, high volume, and honestly, she does have a really high will to win. You look at the jiu-jitsu game, that's solid as well. On the opposite side, Istela Nunes, experience in one championship, pretty light-footed striker, quality kickboxer without a doubt. I like her jab, I like her overhands, I like her low kicks. Her kicks from range to all levels are excellent. Very good technique, clean, crisp shots, not a lot of fat on them. This is a girl who can land and land precisely. Now, matchup-wise, she's going to have to deal with hell from Carnelossi. It is going to be constant forward pressure, constant attacking. She does have the advantage in the height, so the range advantage is there for Nunes. She needs to stay more so on the back foot, move, with her back more towards the octagon, but not being pressed up against the cage, and circle away, avoid Carnelossi's explosive attacks in the close range. I got Nunes winning the fight, though. I believe she will do this. Superior striker. She's more technical. She's going to win on a competitive decision. So decision win Carnelossi. Odds-wise, obviously the odds are plus 150 for Nunes. Carnelossi minus 162. I like Nunes, as I said. I think she's going to get it by decision. Fight goes the distance here is highly likely, I think. Minus 160. I feel it goes the 3. Nunes gets it done. Victory, decision, upset over the very game Carnelossi. Very tough matchup, and be careful betting it with women's MMA, obviously. Next fight, Brandon Davis and Danaa Batgerel. I like Brandon Davis here. I actually think stylistically he matches up pretty well with Danaa. You look at Brandon Davis's body of work inside of the UFC. Obviously, his most recent loss in UFC is to Giga Chikadze. Now, that split decision loss looks fantastic. He's been in there with names. He's got a good amount of UFC experience. A few wins under the belt in the UFC. Was released. Is now on a 4-fight winning streak. Danaa Batgerel is a knockout puncher. 2 straight wins. Both first round KOs. He's definitely got that forward pressure style of striking in a very boxing heavy attack. And he's got quick hands. He mixes it up in close with the combinations. He knocks people out. Brandon Davis is not a guy that's easily finished. We've seen him lose by submission, but he's not a guy that gets knocked out. Durable fighter, skilled kickboxing. I think in this matchup, we're going to see Brandon Davis pull off the upset. We're probably looking at 3 rounds. I think Davis, decision win. He's going to beat Danaa Batgerel. He's going to fight well from that distance. You look at the height difference, 5'7", 5'10", reach advantage, Brandon Davis, UFC experience, and just fighting experience overall. Brandon Davis, I like his chances here for the upset. Going Brandon Davis to win the bout here. And I do think decision, let's see what the prop is there. If it is fight goes the distance, that's minus 155. Davis, about a plus 170 underdog. I'm liking Brandon Davis for the upset win. Keep on moving up the card, guys. Next fight, Ľudovít Klein versus Nate Landwehr. We're in for a fun one. I think Ľudovít Klein is going to knock Nate Landwehr out. Striking matchup-wise, level difference. Ľudovít Klein is a smooth kickboxer with explosive power. He's also a southpaw, and he's just extremely comfortable standing, and he strings his strikes together at a different level than Nate Landwehr. Nate's got a lot of forward pressure, probably will look to clinch up and potentially get this fight to the floor here. I think Ľudovít will do fairly well, keeping the distance and not getting taken down. And if he does get down, I think he will be able to find the way back up to his feet. Landwehr's scrappy as hell. He likes to mix it up inside. He likes to put a ton of pressure on you. He's decent with his hands. You look at his game, it's very boxing heavy, but the difference is real here. Ľudovít Klein knocks out Nate Landwehr in the second round. That is my prediction for this matchup. Odds have Klein at a minus 278, best value to plus 252. Don't think the fight goes the distance here. That would be minus 145 for fight ends inside the distance. We'll go deeper with the props on this week's Best MMA Bets. But I like Ľudovít Klein, Mr. Highlight, for the knockout, second round. Let's keep on moving up the card. Sijara Eubanks and Luana Carolina. Sijara Eubanks is going to run her over. Stylistically, this is a nightmare matchup for Luana, who got submitted by Ariane, who's not a fantastic grappler. Sijara Eubanks is a ferocious grappler. You look at her top control, it's very good, puts a ton of pressure on her opponents, is able to get finishes off as of late. I guess one finish, not normally a finisher, but when she is on top, tends to maintain that top position. The grappling skill difference is real. The physical strength difference is real. Carolina is long, tall girl, 5'6", will have a 2-inch reach advantage. She's an awkward striker, and she doesn't really have a lot of pop in her punches. I don't see her with the ability to hurt Sijara and keep Sijara off of her. I don't think Luana's going to be able to kickbox from range throughout this whole fight. Sijara, decision, lockpick. I actually think we could get a TKO in the second round. So TKO or decision, just simply it's Sijara, not super known for the finish. I think, you know what? I think she's going to get a second round finish. I'm going TKO second round. Sijara Eubanks, she is going to run Luana Carolina over. It will not be close. Odds minus 213 for Sijara, plus 275. If you can get the best value, minus 213, get it, because Sijara Eubanks is going to dominate this fight. Fight goes the distance, minus 230. I think it could end inside the distance at that plus money, but I like Sijara. TKO, round 2. Potential decision, but I'm liking TKO, and I think it's dominance. One-way traffic for Sijara. Next fight of the night, Danny Roberts, Ramazan Emeev. Interesting matchup here. I'm liking Ramazan Emeev here. I think he has a lot more tools than Danny Roberts. Roberts, like, pretty athletic and explosive with his striking. Definitely does have knockout power, and he's willing to engage in a brawl. Grappling defense-wise, he's not bad, but I don't think he's defensively sound enough to stop Emeev, especially the style of Emeev. He's a very patient kickboxer who will also string together the takedowns, and he mixes it up well. He's high level, obviously never emerged to the top of the UFC welterweight division, but he's still 20-4. Excellent record here, and I think beating Danny Roberts gives him a decent little push. I don't know if he'll ever be in the rankings, but he's a Dagestani savage, and those guys, especially now, are doing fantastic, though Emeev, very different style. He's not a guy that's going to just look to get on top. He mixes it up with the kickboxing, tends to win decisions. I think Emeev by decision here, unanimous decision. I think he beats Hot Chocolate Roberts. Odds have him at a minus 229. At best value, that would be for Ramazan. Roberts plus 205. I think fight goes the 3 here. Fight goes distance, minus 165. I like that one. But right now, it's Ramazan Emeev. Confident pick here to outstrike and potentially take Danny Roberts down and control him as well. This different level matchup here. I like Emeev. Next fight is the featured prelim. Andrew Sanchez, El Dirte versus Bruno Silva. Damn good matchup. I'm liking Bruno Silva here. The odds are close, and I believe they should be, because Andrew Sanchez is no joke. I mean, he's a well-rounded guy. You look, when he won the Ultimate Fighter, controlled the hell out of Khalil Roundtree, who was a lot bigger than him on the ground. Granted, that was, a Roundtree that wasn't all that great, but still, win for Andrew Sanchez nonetheless, and he's had UFC wins. He lost his last fight against Makhmud Muradov, late TKO, and then he did have a win, against Wellington Turman, who actually happens to be the debut victory for Bruno Silva. Both guys sleeping Turman in the first round. A little bit of trouble Silva had. I mean, Turman was on his back. He showed some good grappling defense there, which I think better off he shows that defense and gets that experience now. Striking-wise, I think Silva has a power advantage, a technical kickboxing advantage, and I think he's going to knock Andrew Sanchez out in the second round in what should be a pretty interesting matchup. I'm very excited to see it. Close fight here. Odds are close as well. You can see with Sanchez, he's slight underdog, plus 120. Later on in the week, money might come down and it might be near even. Silva minus 130. That's at best value. I like Bruno Silva. I think he gets a knockout here. Fight doesn't go the distance, ends inside the distance, minus 135, goes the distance is minus 105. I like Bruno Silva to win this matchup and get himself another UFC win. Exciting fight. Now, the main card. Smash the like button and subscribe if you guys have not already. Turn on those post notifications too. Let's get into it. Julian Marquez versus Jordan Wright. The Beverly Hills Ninja has turned it up. He's got 2 wins inside of the UFC. And you know what? The loss to Joaquin Buckley, not a terrible loss. Buckley's a monster with his power. Julian Marquez had a rough performance against Maki Pitolo, but then really turned it up against Sam Alvey, getting the finish in that fight. And honestly, I think Marquez is going to be tricky for Wright here. I like Marquez to win it. I think that the grappling is going to be the difference maker. From range, I think Wright's going to have a lot of success in the striking department. He's a pretty good kickboxer. He's quick. He's athletic. Honestly, he's a guy that's going to be slept on, though. He's the Beverly Hills Ninja. And you know what? The durability may be in question. Couple knockout losses, though. Just one loss officially. No contest. That was actually a knockout loss in 40 seconds to Anthony Hernandez on the Contender Series. Julian Marquez, for me, I see him winning the bout with grappling. He should look to get this fight to the floor, mix it up striking. It could be trouble against Jordan Wright, especially with the range advantage. Both guys 6'2", but 5-inch reach advantage for Wright. I also think he's got a legit speed advantage here. I'm going to pick Marquez to get the fight to the floor, win this bout by a submission in the third round. I like Julian Marquez, the Cuban Missile Crisis. I think he keeps it going with a bit of momentum here. Look at the odds for this one. Minus 200, plus 196. I like Marquez at that minus 200 tag. I think ends inside the distance. That's minus 305. Better off just propping up Marquez with something you like as those props release. Julian Marquez for the W. Next fight of the night, Manon Fiorot versus Mayra Bueno Silva. This is a good matchup. Manon Fiorot should have some real edges here in the striking department. She's a legit danger while you're standing up with her. Interesting, like, side kicks she'll throw. She has like a very rangy karate-esque style, and she's just tricky. She's tricky to deal with. She's awkward for a lot of girls. Mayra Bueno Silva, your more traditional style, Thai style of a striker. Decent power in her hands, and honestly, physical strength and a lot of forward pressure. And she's not bad on the ground either, but I think Fiorot puts on a display. This will be the signature win for Manon Fiorot. It's one she really needs here. I think Manon Fiorot knockout, round number 2. She's going to sleep Mayra Bueno Silva and get herself a huge W here. It shouldn't be an extremely difficult fight, to be 100% honest with you guys. I think Manon Fiorot gets it done in what will be a showcase battle for Fiorot. Minus 190, plus 186 for Mayra Bueno Silva. I'm liking that minus 190 tag. I think the fight under 2.5 plus 115. That's not a bad play either. Manon Fiorot, KO TKO. Good fight. Next one. Featured bout of the night, Jim Miller versus Erick Gonzalez. I like Jim Miller here. I think it's a stylistic matchup that should favor him because Gonzalez hasn't been at the same level as Jim Miller, and Jim's still beating decent guys out there. With Gonzalez, you have a very aggressive striker who's down for a brawl, but definitely is decent with his technical abilities, especially with the lower half. The kicks are good. Boxing-wise, he does have a little extra fluff on the punches, gets a bit wild and leaves openings, but with Jim Miller, are you worried about his striking? Not really. He's a tricky southpaw grappler who is a submission specialist. It's lose by decision or win by submission for Jim Miller lately, and it's normally first-round submission. I think Jim Miller gets a first-round sub here. He's going to tap Erick Gonzalez. He's going to continue inside of the UFC at nearly 40 years of age and damn ton of fights. This guy's been around for ages. Jim Miller's a true OG, and I think he can beat Erick Gonzalez, the newcomer here, and I think he does do it by a submission. He'll get this fight to the floor. Odds-wise, minus 185, plus 180. I like Jim Miller, and I do think the ends inside the distance or goes the distance. I don't think that'd be worth a play. I think it would be more either a parlay on either guy or a pick of the underdog if you like the Gonzalez side, just simply because Miller could end up winning a decision, though it's been a long time. His last win by decision was against Thiago Alves. That's a long time back. Jim Miller for the W. Submission, round 1. The next fight of the night, Andrei Arlovski and Carlos Felipe. I like the pitbull Andrei Arlovski. He is the legit gatekeeper of the heavyweight division. I don't think Felipe is going to pass that test. The split decision over Jake Collier, little concerning. Jake Collier not the best of guys. I mean, he had a close fight with Vellante. He got destroyed by Aspinall, but the Aspinall loss is very forgivable because who isn't Aspinall destroying? Andrei Arlovski's an OG. He's a boxing heavy attack. His kicks are decent as well, especially to the lower half. Forward pressure, he'll mix it up with combinations. Like as he comes in the pocket, he'll throw flurrying shots. Sometimes like it looks like his chin is just up a little bit too high, and there's opportunities to land big punches. And obviously Arlovski has been put out by upper echelon of the division. Felipe, not really that upper echelon. He's an entertaining guy, definitely down for a brawl. He's got that Thai-esque style of striking with a lot of forward pressure, is a bit flat-footed, and I think that's an advantage for Arlovski is the footwork and just the speed overall. Just movement speed is faster for Arlovski. I like Andrei Arlovski to win this fight by a decision, an expected method for Andrei Arlovski. You know what? You look at the recent few. Win over Sherman, lost to Aspinall fair, win over Bozier, win over Linz, and then also the Rosenstruik fight. The level difference is definitely there. Split decision against Collier, split decision against Tafa, and then a win over De Castro by decision. It's Pitbull. Decision should be a pretty quality performance for Arlovski, who's actually very close money favorite, minus 109 at best value to plus 105. Pretty much a pick'ems here. We might see Arlovski as a dog towards the end of the week. I like Andrei Arlovski. I don't really like the playing inside the distance or goes decision at all in this one. It's heavyweight. I would rather do a different prop. I like Andrei Arlovski though. I think he gets it done, and I do believe it is Arlovski win by decision. Main event, Norma Dumont versus Aspen Ladd. It's exciting. These girls, the highest level of featherweights. I like Aspen Ladd. She's moving up from bantamweight. She missed weight. I mean, so right now, this is the #1 contender fight in the featherweight division. If this division exists, these are the only two girls outside of the champion really in it. And then obviously if Holly Holm wants to make the jump up to potentially challenge Nunes there, which I don't know if she really would. Dumont style, okay striker, boxing heavy game, kind of awkward, but does also have some solid grappling, good defense, especially grappling. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu purple belts on both sides, which is an interesting thing to note, but I think Aspen Ladd is definitely the superior takedown artist of the two. Not your traditional wrestling, but she has nice trips from inside. I think she'll get some trips off here. Heavy top pressure. When Dumont is under Ladd, I don't think there'll be a ton of threats from the bottom. I think Aspen Ladd will kind of be in the clear to control. I think we're looking at a fight that Aspen Ladd controls. I do believe she wins a hard-fought decision against Norma Dumont. Dumont's tough, not the same experience, but not super far off. I just think the UFC experience difference is a real factor, even though Ladd is the younger girl. Aspen Ladd win by a decision, and who knows what's next for her. Odds-wise, minus 146, plus 138. So the odds are decently close. Ladd's not a bad favorite, and I wonder how she's going to look in a 5-round fight. I believe she'll be okay. Aspen Ladd beats Norma Dumont. Overall, pretty decent card with UFC Fight Night, your UFC Vegas 30. Smash that like button if you guys haven't yet. Let me know what you guys think of the picks. Let me know what you guys think of the card overall. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you're new, make sure to subscribe here too. Appreciate everybody for tuning into the show. More coverage coming out this week, so make sure to stay tuned. Thank you all so much. I'll see you all in the next video. Peace, everybody.